Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Hussam x Tom x Callum stream. Ladies and gentlemen, apologies for the lateness. This is indeed my fault. Usually it's Tom Little that's late. This time it's actually me. So I apologize, my lovely people. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you guys right now hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Also, please do go subscribe to Kopish and Tom Little. They are both in the description. Big up every single person joining us. Big up every single elite person. And once again, thank you guys so much for 40,000 subscribers. We hit it yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, and the road to 50K continues. We have postponed the party. Instead of us doing a party at 40K, we're like, you know what? Let's make one big party at 50K. So big up to all of you guys. And before I get started, there is a personal debate. There is a personal debate that I have to get going on this stream. And I know my mom's watching because I told her to watch. So, this is the debate, ladies and gentlemen. My mom thinks that modern day women don't like muscles, you guys. She keeps mocking me for going to the gym. And she's like, no woman wants Hulk Hogan. This is literally her statement. So I'm going to set up a poll in the chat. And regardless if you're a man or a woman, I want you to vote on the poll. And I'm going to show my mom the results at the end of the stream. She's like, oh my God, like modern day women don't care about muscles. So I'm going to set up a poll and I want you all to vote. I want you all to vote because I want to prove my mom wrong. She's like, no woman wants Hulk Hogan. I'm like, okay, khalas, no problem. I'm going to set up a poll and I'll get all of you guys' opinions. You get me? So let's go. Big up everyone in the chat. And joining me first and foremost, my partner in crime. And it was actually his birthday yesterday, you guys. It is not made up. We're not making happy birthday, Tom. No, it really actually is his birthday. And every single one of you guys right now, please wish him happy birthday. He turned 13 today. Man like Tom Little is in the building. How are you doing, Tom Little, man?
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello, brother. How are you doing?
Less said about any Manchester United done yesterday, the better. But outside that, I'm good.
Oh, my God. Anyway, okay. What do you think of my mom's opinion?
I think some women like it, some women don't.
Oh, you're doing the Callum on the muscles thing, you fraud. Oh, some women like it. What kind of shit answer is that? Come on, Tom. I expect better from you. You never sit on the fence. Ever. Fraud.
Yeah, when it comes to football, yeah.
Okay, here I set up a poll. Wallahi, I said I'm actually gonna show her the results of the poll as well. Today she cooked me when I went to the gym. I had shoulders today. I was like, oh, no woman wants Hulk Hogan. It's like, this why no woman? Like, bro, like this is mad. Anyway, and of course, joining us on the channel, ladies and gentlemen, I love this guy. I love watching him because he cooks, and I feel like when he joins me and Tom, we bring out a toxic energy in him that is not found in any other stream. He is so toxic here. And this is like, I feel like this is his therapy almost. He comes here, he brings out all the negativity, all the toxicity, and he just goes back to being, you know, nice, Callum after the stream. On the stream, I hope he has learned now. This is our, like, what, third or fourth episode together to not team up with Tom Little because he always lets him down. I hope this time he teams up with the proper partner. You get me? That's all I'm saying.
I don't want you putting any ideas in his head before, and I want him to work off what he does best, which is what he feels in the moment.
What he feels in the moment until you say Matthias Cunha and then he loses his shit. Joining us on the channel is not like Callum.
Come on, big up, boys. I'm not gonna lie, I'm the wrong person to ask about muscles because I ain't got any. So I ain't got any, man. I'm trying to build some, but I ain't got any.
What's your opinion?
Honestly, I don't know how bad or good this paints me. My missus says she does like muscles, which again is making me wonder why she's with me. But no, I think women like muscle, but not to the point where it goes overboard. Like, as long as I think if you're toned and in decent shape, I think you're right. Obviously, everyone has their preferences, isn't it? But on the whole, I don't think women like massive muscles, from what I've been told.
Fairs. Maybe my mom is right at the end of the day. I don't know. Anyway, the poll is in the chat. You can vote.
Sorry
you
to
get me?
cut you as well. Tom, happy birthday as well, bro. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Tom, man.
Appreciate it.
He's 16 now. He can actually get the driver's license.
Shit.
Oh,
I wish I
fuck.
looked that young. Enjoy it, bro.
Tom, can you actually grow a beard? I'm not even mocking it. Can you actually grow one if you let it go?
I can grow part of one, but it's patchy at best.
I'll tell you the solution. You need snake oil. That's what you need. You get some snake oil over here.
I might take you up on offer because my beard is struggling.
It also depends on genes because I'm Arab. If I shave this 3 days and it's back the same size, so that's yeah. Tom, I think Tom would actually look so cold with a beard, to be honest with you. But yeah,
it would work. It would work.
It 100%. All Slot needs to do is change this. Let me read them, Tom, and then you guys can sigh. Let me just get through this. I know it's painful to everyone's eye, but let's just do this once and for all. All Slot needs to do is to change this dumbass 4-2-4 press. He starts with it most games, and we get no control from it. If he stops, we win the quad. Quad, by the way, is what I'm saying. And wait a minute. Wait, Tom. We can address them both together. Okay. Alexis McAllister, overrated. He can't run. He's not strong. Not on the ball. He's not amazing. If we sign Zubimendi, McAllister should be the one dropped. Tom, I'm gonna let you address him, Tom. You got me because I know you have the most vitriol. So go ahead.
Can I tag in after this as well? Sorry.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Let's put it this way. Liverpool have lost one game this season, and they've drawn. Is it 2? Have we drawn? No, we've drawn 1 as well and won the rest. We have lost 1, drawn 1, and won the rest. We've played 12, 13 games. We've won at least 10 of them, but we apparently have no control. That doesn't make sense in itself. We have the best defense in the league, and we create some of the most chances in the league, but we've got no control. Make it make sense, brother. Stop looking at one-off games as moments, and because you know what's funny? Because I know Ryan, and Ryan was pushing this in my DMs yesterday. You do realise we played the 4-2-4 press in the second half against Arsenal and boxed them in. We just went even more aggressive with it and actually pushed onto the centre-backs to stop them building up. So the 4-2-4 press gives you control. It gives you control if you do it right. Secondly, Alexis McAllister, you've ran this since he signed, that he was overrated, that he was crap. He was our best midfielder last year, and he's still arguably our most important midfielder. Arguably. And yes, did he have his greatest game against Arsenal? No. Who did? That's the big question I push on to others. You look at Leipzig midweek, brilliant performance. You look across the season, he's so important to making that team tick. And ultimately, whenever Liverpool play and he's not on the pitch, we look less in control. That's my bit.
Callum, do you actually know Ryan's opinion on McAllister, by the way, before we let Tom go?
I don't.
You haven't watched the clips?
No.
There's no way you haven't watched the clip. I think these clips are the most viral clips on the. But anyway, I'm gonna play 2 quick ones for you, and it's not even too long. Yeah. Where is it here? I'm gonna find it. I know I have it. Every time he brings it this up, I always play it for him, so he knows how. Okay.
Callum is the Argentinian Harry Winks, like Jesus. I know it might be too early to say it, but you know what? I'm just going
you found it in the chat. You want him sold? Is that the case? Did you say?
Nah, I just said send him back to Brighton as a joke, innit?
Oh, okay. All right, fair.
Send him back to Brighton, Argentinian Harry Winks. Floor is yours, brother.
All right. First and foremost, I didn't congratulate you. 40K, bro. That's an amazing achievement. I think you should celebrate that personally because it's a big milestone. But I also respect the hustle and the ambition as well. But congratulations on that. Ryan, again, we've never spoken, so please don't take this as any disrespect or anything like that. We don't know each other, but I couldn't agree with your opinion anymore if I tried. Do I think McAllister's world class? I wouldn't give him that label yet, as a lot of fans have. I think for me to be world class, you've got to do it over more than one season. It's got to be a few seasons before you can get that term world class put on your name. So I'm not going to go as far as saying he's world class. I think he had a world class season last season, but I don't think he's a world class player yet. Was he good against Arsenal? Absolutely not. But as Tom said, he's our most important midfielder alongside Gravenberch. He gives us control. He's press resistant. I'd also say he's our best 10 and most creative midfielder. He's got an eye for goal and he's got bite in the tackle as well. Again, rubbish against Arsenal. But barring Konate, barring Van Dijk, barring Nunes and barring Salah, who was good? No one. So this notion that we can pile on to McAllister, but there's no mention of anyone else is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Me personally, if Zubimendi were to sign tomorrow, it becomes Zubimendi and Gravenberch in the pivot and McAllister in the 10.
Yep.
So Bosley has to sit on the bench. There is no way. And I'm not saying there's no rotation. There has to be rotation, obviously. But the notion that he's the one that drops out of the midfield three, for me, is crazy. Crazy stuff. But again, each to their own with their opinions. I rate McAllister highly. I think he should be on number 10. And if he's not on number 10, then he can rotate with Zubimendi and Gravenberch, and we're laughing because we haven't had that this season. So, I mean, yeah, with all due respect, Ryan, couldn't disagree more, man.
Kind of get big up to Nags. Make sure guys subscribe to his channel as well. Kind of getting tired of Jota out till November break. Bring me Marmoush. Big up Hossam for the 40k. First of all, thank you so much. Second of all, I'll tell you this as someone who watches Egypt and who has an eye on Marmoush. A lot of Marmoush's goals is scored on the counter attack. This is one thing that we have to keep in mind because Frankfurt are a counter-attacking team. Please keep this in mind. I said the same thing about Endo when we first signed him from Stuttgart. Stuttgart were a team that were very defensive. That's why it's probably a bit easier to play DM than in the Klopp system. So sometimes you have to look at other people's styles. Would Marmoush score goals for Liverpool? I still think he would score goals for Liverpool. Now, would he get 20 Premier League goals? I'd probably say no. He might get 15, 14, 13, like in that range. I think that's what probably he gets. So he might have a game where he score a hat-trick and then he doesn't score for 3 goals. But does he have an impact on the game when he doesn't score? I would say yes. So it would be a gamble I might take dependent on price. Ban Ray fund for 40k celebration with some congratulations. Hey, I'm gonna put that towards the fund. You get me? I might need to make the fund a bit bigger though, so everyone just chimes in to just ban this guy for like 2 weeks during the whole international break or some shit. Big up to you, Ed, and thank you for the super chat as well. And final super chat here before we actually speak about the football. Arsenal sat back. That's a big reason why we got more control. Also, Tom Gravenberch is our most important midfielder by far. Our only midfielder who can play in the first phase. Zubimendi is better than McAllister. Here's the problem with that thing with the super chat, Ryan. The problem with the super chat is if we push the Arsenal game to the side and we just talk in general, our most complete midfielder is McAllister, meaning someone who could do a bit of everything. Like, yes, he might not do anything at 10 out of 10 level or like whatever, but he does a lot of things at 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 level. He has a shot on him. He can pass. He can create. I think based on performances, our worst midfielder this season is Szoboszlai. And I think this is where I do agree with Callum 100%. I think if we sign... And by the way, even if you are right, and Zubimendi is better than McAllister, if we do sign him, that does not mean that McAllister is going to go to the bench because McAllister is better than Szoboszlai. So that's my honest opinion. But anyway, listen. Big up to you, Ryan, regardless of your shit opinions. Big up to Ed. Big up to Nags as well for the super chats. Big up to all of you guys as well once again for the 40k. Appreciate you guys. Guys, we're 20 likes away from 100. This is unacceptable behavior. Let's get to 100 likes ASAP. Every single one of you guys like the video and subscribe. Callum and Tom's little chats are channels are in the description. Let's talk first of all. Let's recap this Arsenal game. Let's talk about it a little bit. Because
sorry, I am here. I'm sorry, I am here. My camera's just playing up a little bit. I'm here though.
That's it's okay. Tom, talk to me, brother. Arsenal.
Again, like I said yesterday, results is one you take every day of the week. 2-2 a team that's probably better than you going into this season. A team that is seen as going to be above you going into this season. Whatever the reasons are, I know that Gabriel went off and I know that Timber went off for the last 15 minutes, even though Arsenal fans like to make out he missed the entire fucking game with the way they go on about it. We left with a draw, which is, you take that. The performance in the first half wasn't great. Second half, it was better. Szoboszlai probably had his best game of the season in the league anyway. I know he's done well against Milan in the Champions League, but in a league game, I'd say that was probably Szoboszlai's best or most impactful performance off the bench because he gave us a bit of physicality in there. And I think Arsenal sort of started to struggle to deal with that. But at the end of the day, we've got through this week now where we played Chelsea, we played Leipzig, and we played Arsenal. If you had said to me before this week started, you're getting 7 points out of 9, I'd bite your hand off for that. And we've done that. Now, are the performances necessarily 100% yet? No. I thought Leipzig was a good performance. Arsenal and Chelsea maybe a bit less so at points, but I don't think you're going to see consistent great performances from Liverpool until the back end of the year, if not the start of the next calendar year, when the team are even more settled, when we're not necessarily, I'm not going to say bare bones, but struggling a bit for depth in key areas. We don't really have a backup striker at the minute. Certain stuff like that. So I think the performances are going to improve. What is most important at this point in the season is getting the results. And as it stands, we are 1 point off the top of the league. We are joint top of the Champions League, with Aston Villa being the only two teams who have won every game so far. We're still in the cup. I don't see where the complaints can be. And if you want to look at the Arsenal game in isolation, yes, they had the better first half than us. We were better second half. And yes, Arsenal tried to go defensive, but we also pinned them in. They had about 5 minutes before we scored where they were trying to get out and still couldn't. We were very good in that second half once we made the changes. Now that opens up a different debate about whether, can Arne Slot constantly keep making mistakes in the first half and recovering them in the second half with his tactical changes, and that'll be an interesting debate to hear. But ultimately, away at the Emirates, a game which many people thought we lost both our last 2 games at the Emirates in the league. To go there this year, take a point, keep ourselves 4 points ahead of Arsenal in the league. I don't see how people can look at that as a bad result. I really don't.
Can I? All right. So I maybe my opinion might come across as controversial, but as Sam says, when I'm here, I'm toxic apparently. Going into the game, I think I predicted a 2-2. Once again, Hassam, I was right. My prediction, just saying.
Mm-hmm. Can you predict a 4-0 for the Brighton game so we can just watch? Just win?
I'm looking to predict some lottery numbers. I'll bring you all in, man. Going into the game, the reason I said 2-2 is because we seem at the moment when we go to the Emirates to play the occasion as opposed to the team. Plus, I was almost certain that Saka and Timber would still play, and I knew that would pose us problems down that side. I have to disagree. So, in hindsight, given that we went down twice and we played so badly, a point is good. But I also look at the game as a big missed opportunity, because if you can take 3 points there and you're 7 points ahead of Arsenal, it puts you in a very good position and a strong position and a foundation you can build from. The reason I say it's a missed opportunity is because no Saliba, no Odegaard, in my opinion, 2 of their 3 best players, they were out. We knew that going into the game. Saka and Timber, probably their 2 other better players, along with Rice, they weren't 100%. We started the game so poorly that we gave them and the crowd something to hold on to and something to cling on to. We should have gone there and looked to kill the crowd within the first 15 minutes and then build from there. We didn't do that in any way, shape, or form. In the first half, we were lucky to get a goal and not to be in 3-4-1 down, if I'm going to be honest. Then the second half, we still weren't creating anything. I understand why Slot went to the tactics of playing long ball, because if you look at how Arsenal have conceded goals this season, it's from long balls because they push up so high. Slot should have recognised that within the first 15 minutes, Arsenal weren't playing a high line against us, because they knew doing that against Salah and Nunes, they'd get absolutely ripped to shreds. They actually played a half block to a low block, which negated the long ball, especially given that Nunes, even though he's tall, does not win aerial duels. So the moment that started, Slot should have changed the approach straight away, but didn't.
He was also focusing too much on getting the ball to Diaz.
Like,
well. Every long ball was going to Diaz, and he wasn't getting anything out of Partey.
Exactly. Well, and again, Diaz needs to look at himself in the mirror, and I hate to do this in comparing to Mane, but if Mane looks at someone's team sheet and sees a defensive midfielder playing there in his prime, he's going to rip that guy to absolute shreds. And that's what I expect from Diaz at this level that he's at the moment.
Fact.
And then I look at the midfield and the fact that McAllister had a bad game, but McAllister was having to babysit Robbo because Robbo couldn't win his duels. Robbo couldn't do anything to Saka. Saka was basically standing there throwing ones at Robbo and telling him to twerk, and Robbo was obliging. It was ridiculous what was going on. And the fact that we went into this game with this approach and then we didn't adjust quick enough, for me, is a lost opportunity, because you're not going to get, in my opinion, a better chance to play Arsenal at the Emirates, especially with the injuries they had in the second half, and come away with 3 points. And we keep on saying that draws kill us at the end of the season. And look, I'll only look back on this draw as a good result if we beat them at Anfield, because everyone keeps on talking like we're going to beat them at Anfield. We haven't beaten them at Anfield for a little while. So this notion that, yeah, you don't lose your away games and you win at home, it's not a guarantee that you're going to win at home. It's not. And we have to do better in negating these things. And look, Slot has been brilliant since he's come in, but I'm also going to call him out in the same way I'd call out Klopp. He can't, as Tom said, keep on making mistakes in the first half and then expect him to get bailed out, because one of these days we won't get bailed out and it'll come back to bite us. But as I said, in hindsight, given how we played, I take the point. But I think this was a kick up the backside that we needed as well.
I think in terms of result, it is a good result. And I said pre-game, I would have taken a draw if given it. But once again, the context of the game provides to be completely different. Tyler, I haven't gotten any DM from you. Please, if you have Snapchat, add me. That's the only place we can speak. Anyway, on the Arsenal thing, given the context of the game, though, I am disappointed with the draw. And because of the way that they ended the game. Kivior came on in the 53rd minute. Miles Lewis-Skelly came on in like the 75th minute, and we did not take advantage. And this is the thing that pisses me off. I get it. Results-based analysis, it's a good result. Performance-based analysis, it's not a good performance. And this is exactly why I'm talking about like the game and analyzing it right now. I'm saying we should have went for the win. And you know what pisses me off? After Mo Salah scored the goal, we've equalized, we have the momentum. Instead of going for it, we went defensive again. It's like, oh, bring on Endo. Yeah, we got the draw away at the Emirates. That's it. Let's leave this stadium with a draw. I don't like that, because I genuinely believe we genuinely could have won the game, but we are so, it's like we have this element of cowardice, and I don't like it. And we did the same thing away at Leipzig as well. Like 1-0, oh, that's a job secure. But what if we concede a goal? Is Joe Gomez going to score when he was on the pitch? Is any of these guys going to score?
I wouldn't say Leipzig was the same as Arsenal. I think Arsenal, there was an issue with creating chances. Leipzig, it was a case of, look at how many fucking chances.
It's not the same tactically, but I'm talking about the mentality. Now, in terms of the tactics, first of all, we have to address the elephant in the room, big elephant in the room, Andy Robertson. Of course, when Tom Little spoke in his monologue, he didn't address Andy Robertson.
Because I thought you were saving him for a topic later, which I was.
No. Robertson doesn't deserve a topic. He's shit. Well, what topic there is?
No, I thought you were going to save it for the topic.
Okay, Callum, if given the opportunity to sign Robinson from Fulham, would you sign him?
He wouldn't be my first choice, but I probably would. But this is what I'm saying.
Oh, this ain't over yet. Would you sign Ait Nouri from Wolves?
No.
And thank you. Oh my God.
Wait. I'm going back on myself on this, because he was my first choice in the summer. Ait Nouri would have suited a Klopp style better than it would suit a Slot style.
Would you sign Cucurella?
No.
Okay, you guys rate Robertson too high.
No.
For me,
I
actually think Tsimikas is better than Robertson. I'm being that serious.
Really and truly, Gomez should have started at the weekend.
Thank you.
But Tsimikas should be the start and left back. The reason why I wouldn't sign Ait Nouri, and I probably would and ah about Robinson's, because I think there's better out there. Like, I'm looking towards the upper. I want to go and push for Theo Hernandez at AC Milan. Go and push for someone like that. I want the best of the best if we're going to be signing players.
Of course, I take Theo Hernandez, but he's going to be like 70 million.
If not more.
50 million.
He's like one of AC Milan's only good players.
We can get
if we can get Theo Hernandez, I'd get him, or his brother. I'm taking them both to play left. I'm calm with both. My point is, I really like Ait Nouri personally. However, regarding this whole conversation with
he needs to be a backup player now.
With Robertson. Yeah. I think if they're both going to get cooked defensively, at least not every single Tsimikas cross is going to hit first man. Every single Robertson cross, first man. Guy can't cross to save his life. Every corner hits first man. Every cross hits first man. For me, I would start Robertson against Brighton in the cup, and then I'd start Tsimikas against Brighton in the league. Because I don't think Robertson should just, by definition, become our starting left back just because of what he's done in the past. I think he's finished right now. I think he's washed, to be honest with you. And I think it's time to move on. Now,
I think Gomez should be your left back personally.
Tom, you're the biggest semantics fraud on this whole platform. Whether it's Gomez, whether it's you, or Callum, or Ait Nouri, or my grandma, they're all better than Robertson. So let's not get into semantics.
No, I get that, but I was going on to the Tsimikas point there. I still think for the balance of the team and for trying to get a little bit more out of Trent, who I feel at points sort of gets bypassed, I think Gomez should be a left back.
Trent was poor on Sunday.
Yeah,
yes, and actually, I would say that. I think Trent had one good pass in the whole game. I don't know why Trent has decided to turn into Maldini defensively and suddenly forgot how to pass. I don't know what kind of syndrome.
Trent wasn't good defensively on Sunday.
Yeah, he was struggling defensively.
I disagree. I actually think Trent was good defensively against Arsenal.
Shall I debunk this now? Because everyone does this with certain other players, but it's also done with Trent. I think us as Liverpool fans have set the bar really low with Trent defensively. So when he has a Chelsea game, we rightly so, we give him all the plaudits. But when he has an Arsenal game, we go, oh, but he didn't get ripped to shreds that many times. He got dribbled past a few times, but you know who was there? Babysitting him, Ibu. So it didn't look as bad. But there were many times where Martinelli had him in a one-on-one situation, got past him, or someone took the ball down the line and got the cross in. He barely stopped anything. He was poor on Sunday, offensively and defensively. But because he didn't get skinned, everyone's like, oh, no, he was good. No, he wasn't good defensively. He wasn't good. As you said, he had one good pass in the game, which was decisive. And we give him credit for it, and it's why he has to be in the team. But this notion that he's been good defensively this season, I don't buy it. We sit and we speak about Robbo being washed, which I agree with. Robbo's been dribbled past 7 times in the Premier League this season. Trent's been dribbled past 12. Trent got dribbled past 5 times against Bournemouth. Like, come on now.
But we're talking about Arsenal. If you want to use the dribbled pass thing, Trent was dribbled past once in the whole game.
How many times did he stop any crosses?
I could show you right. I could show you right now. I literally have the stats.
Yeah, but the stats aren't great reading. The stats aren't great reading for Trent either, though, because he actually won no duels in the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was dribbled past once. That's also not true, Tom. Stop lying to the mass.
No, it's not true. He had 1 ground duel which he didn't win, and he had 2 aerial duels which he didn't win. So we had 3 duels.
Oh my god, he didn't win 1 ground duel, and like he didn't win any of his ground duels. Like he had 15 and lost them all. Have some shame, Tom.
I didn't say just ground duel. I said he didn't win any duels. He had 2 aerial duels that he didn't win either.
Yeah, but Trent is not good in the air anyway. Listen, I think Trent
but Martinelli's a fucking colossus in the air.
No, but a lot of times it wasn't Martinelli. It was Havertz who actually came in to do the
Havertz was on Saka's side.
I promise you, if we go back, I don't think it's Martinelli that won the headers against Trent.
If we go back and watch that game, so many times people took it down the line and got the crossing against Trent.
I think Trent has been unbelievable defensively this season. I think Trent's biggest problem is going forward right now, because he's not providing anything going forward. His crossing and his passing are both off. That's the issue that I have with Trent. Those 2 things are the problem for me. And he showed his quality in that one specific moment. Like one moment, he had a good pass, and we scored a goal. I think Nunes had a very good game. Lack of service, but he had a very good game even without the assist. I wasn't going to blame him because we didn't really create anything. And during the game, I'm going to call him out again because he's disappeared once again. There's a guy by the name of Matty German. He was in my chat. He was saying, the only reason why you back Mo Salah is religious bias.
Oh,
I'm like, bro, you keep him on the pitch and look at what he does. I actually went back and I calculated. This season, Mo Salah has had an impact on 8 out of the 12 games he's played. Out of the 12 games we played in all competitions, Mo Salah has had a significant impact in 8 of them. In the Champions League, Bologna and Leipzig, he didn't have an impact in AC Milan. I admit that. In the Premier League, Ipswich, Brentford, Manchester United, yesterday's game, the Chelsea game. We've went back and again and again and again and again. And I'm looking at it, I'm saying, even if he is a reduced version of Mo Salah. I still think a reduced version of Mo is better than all the other forwards put together. Like if I were to put,
are we really having this debate in 2024 still? Because I'll be honest, I'm not Muslim, I'm Christian. I mean, I back Salah. What's the narrative for me now then? Like, are we're really having this debate in 2024 when Salah has just broken into the top 8 Premier League goal scorers of all time? He's Liverpool's best forward by a country mile. In fact, if Salah doesn't do anything in the game, Liverpool doesn't do anything in the game defensively. Like, and we're still having this debate in 2024.
Case study Nottingham Forest. The one game he had where he was actually really bad, we stank. And we did not create it.
He wasn't great against Bournemouth either, but that's by the by.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Nice,
Fair
yeah.
enough. But I'm saying the one game that we probably had the worst performance of the season, Mo Salah stank.
Oh,
My
yeah.
thing is, we always look at Mo and we go like, this guy is world class and I expect better. And if he's better than Hazard and better than this and better than that, then he should do this. Can we for once actually look at the actual shit players on this side and call them out? Luis Diaz. In the words of Callum, I agree 100%. If I'm in Luis Diaz's position pre-game and I'm looking at the team sheet and I'm saying Thomas Partey, in my mind, I'm going like barbecue chicken. It's time for me to get the grill out. I have to cook. He dribbled past him once. And when he got into a good position, instead of him crossing the ball or actually doing something with it, he dribbled again. Cody Gakpo came on, and it's like, and by the way, Cody Gakpo was even worse than Diaz for me.
Yeah.
Even worse than Diaz, which is difficult to do in that game. I actually gave Gakpo a lower rating than Diaz because I thought Gakpo was trash in that game. He didn't do anything. Nunez, who I criticize, actually worked hard, kept the ball well a couple of times, and was involved in the goal. Like, you can get yourself involved. My problem with Diaz is you've gotten past Partey. That one moment, and football is won in moments. You got past Partey. Okay, you're in the penalty box. There are 3 Liverpool players in the penalty box. Can you attempt to make a pass? Can you attempt to create something? Or at least, I have no problem if he shot it and Raya made a save and it went out for a corner. No problem. At least make the keeper do a save or something. But he didn't even do that. Completely agree with Callum once again on the 4 players. Van Dijk, Konate, Mo, and Nunez. Those are the 4 players that deserve praise in that game. I don't think any of our midfielders deserve praise, but there's a guy I'm going to defend. I think people are scapegoating Curtis Jones. I think Curtis Jones was our best midfielder in that game. Honest opinion. I think he was, and I'll tell you why. He was the only midfielder actually attempting to play the sport. Callum, you might not know this. Tom knows this for a fact. I probably have the shittest agenda against Curtis Jones. I think he's shit. But we have to be honest. I'm watching that Arsenal game, and I'm thinking to myself, he's the only one actually attempting to play the sport. Instead of long ball, long ball, long ball, long ball, long ball. Curtis Jones is getting the ball, trying to move forward with it, trying to pass left and right and keep it. So I'm at least going like, even though you are not good enough, you're at least attempting to keep the football. You're at least attempting to play the sport instead of you just long balling it and long balling it and long balling it. So I think McAllister was our
you know I want to run Curtis Jones prop. You know I really want to run Curtis Jones prop, but if you're asking me who the best midfielder on the day was, it was Gravenberch.
Again, yeah.
I disagree with that. I thought
I felt Gravenberch, whoever was playing in that pivot was fucked because Arteta was dragging Havertz and Trossard out of striker basically to go stand on the wings, which meant our centre mids had to cover 3 players each. It's not like it was 3 players between the 2 of them. It was 3 players each. They were getting dragged here, there, and everywhere, and it was smart. And it was why I thought when I saw the team sheet come out, I thought that he was going to play us like he played us at United, where it was 2 8s and a 6, and it was going to be a bit of a sit off a little bit in terms of press, but have a little bit more of a lineup, a little bit more of a solid setup in midfield. Obviously that didn't happen, and I felt that Gravenberch done the best out of them. He won a lot of his duels. I think that goes on the radar. He won a lot of his duels. He wasn't getting beaten in the air. And what was he doing the same thing that he used to do in terms of, or not used to do, but like what has he done the same thing he's done in previous games where it was like, you know, Wolves or fucking Brentford where they're pressing him so shitly that he can turn out of it? No, he done it a couple of times, but it wasn't very often. But he done all the fundamentals right, and I feel like that I give the edge to Gravenberch based on that. If we're doing any midfielder, I think Szoboszlai was the most impactful when he came on. but out of the ones that started, it's Gravenberch.
But even then, when he got on the final third and had an opportunity to shoot, you saw that bobbed shot.
Yeah, it's poor.
Bro, what is this?
I don't even know if it's a shot or a cross. It's like he's in two minds.
What the hell, bro? Like, honestly. Like...
So, I'll be honest with you. When it comes to Szoboszlai, I still
He had a
think
good shot on him, though. Then he scored a banger against Leicester and shit. Like, you have a good shot on you.
This is my thing with Szoboszlai. I don't think there's a lack of talent with Szoboszlai, but there's something not clicking at all. And it's for me, it's the most baffling. Like, I mean this with no disrespect. I'm not baffled when Núñez misses and stuff like that, because I think his talent is limited. Not in a rude way. I think his talent is limited. Whereas when Szoboszlai makes silly mistakes or can't execute a 5-yard pass, I'm like, I just saw you do that 3 days ago for Hungary. So what's the disconnect when you put on a Liverpool shirt? Like, his talent is there for it to see, but he's not expressing himself in the correct way at the moment. So he either has to sort it out, or we're gonna have to move him on.
Or you just understand that you're finally going to have to set up your midfield in a different way and play Szoboszlai as an 8. It's mad to think when he first joined that I would be sitting here going, oh my God, Szoboszlai might have to go in the pivot. But based on what the asks are of this midfield, it kind of seems like it's the only way. Because you still get the strengths of his transition game in the pivot. You see it with Gravenberch. You see how good Gravenberch is in moments of transition. You see how good when he plays in the pivot, Curtis Jones is. You see how good McAllister is in the transition moments in the pivot. But it's almost sparing. It's almost few and far between when you get it to Szoboszlai, because he's picking the ball up so deep and then sprinting all the way up the pitch. I feel like your best bet is to just start him there and kind of give him a cut-off point, and that allows you then to put McAllister in the 10, which gives you a guy who has the quality in and around the final third, which I think against an Arsenal, that probably would have been where you'd seen the best of McAllister, rather than being dragged here, there, and everywhere in this sort of weird pivot setup. I feel like that's something that should be considered by the manager sooner rather than later. And obviously, if you sign as Zubimendi, then the dynamic is entirely different. And I don't necessarily know which way he's going to go with that. But if I'm just looking at the options we've got right now, you kind of just need it to be Szoboszlai a bit deeper to maximise his strength
in the pivot then, bro.
Yeah.
I probably would at this point as well.
It's time for Mac 10 in the 10. It makes sense.
If you're going up against a team that's got less physicality, like, I don't know, who've we got? Southampton. We play Southampton at some point, don't we? In this run of games.
Yeah.
That's a game where you go Jones, McAllister, Gravenberch, and understand that you don't need to win a physical battle in the midfield. Whereas what I saw on Sunday was, if you're going up against a team that wants to go physical with you, Szoboszlai has to play because he's the only one who can match you. Gravenberch can match it, but then you're going 1v2, 1v3, and it's a problem. Szoboszlai can match the physical side of it, which then gives you an outlet. So that's the one thing I've learned from it. It's a case of, if you really want to maximise something out of Szoboszlai at this point in the season, it's probably going to be in the pivot.
I as long for me as McAllister ends up in the 10, that's the thing that I want the most at this point, because I probably trust his decision making in the final third more than the others. And I'm not even gonna do this tactical buzzword shit like, initiating the press. This is what this fraud was telling me. Oh my god, McAllister can't initiate the press. Fuck initiating the press. How about some good quality in the final third? That's what I want. I
think McAllister's an intelligent presser. He's not as physically gifted as Szoboszlai, but I actually think he can press just as well, because he'll know how to close spaces and he'll know where to be to intercept, because he reads the game better than Szoboszlai. Yeah. I think everyone looks at Preston and thinks, it's a physical attribute. A lot of the time, it's a mental thing. It's knowing where the ball might go. Like Bobby, for me, Bobby, Mane, and Salah, Bobby was the best presser out of the three, but the least athletic. I think it's a reading of the game and an IQ thing when it comes to pressing. Who the best pressers are.
But Bobby controlled the press entirely. Mane and Salah's job was to just wait until the ball went into an area and then close it down. Bobby had to funnel everything.
Even before Bobby, the best presser was Lallana, and he was far from athletic because he just knows when to trigger the press. It's for me, pressing is not just sprinting headless chicken like to different players. It's okay. That person has been shut down to that avenue, so they're going to pass there. So instead of me running to that person, I'm going to run to the person who's going to receive the ball. Because then if you run to that person, you've got a chance of intercepting it or closing that person down and getting a tackling, rather than just sprinting to the person with the ball. So I think McAllister would be fine in the 10. I think it'd actually suit us better in the 10.
I mean, McAllister ended up playing more advanced towards the back end of last season. Certainly in the second half of the season, and the press didn't suffer. If anything, you could argue in certain games the press was better, and you would pen teams in.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it's an intelligence thing. Teams that... Well, if you take Szoboszlai out and put McAllister in the 10, you lose physicality, but you don't suddenly become massively slow and massively weak. So...
And you get better in the final third, which we need.
Yeah, and you can make it... Because let's put it this way. Is McAllister worse physically than Harvey Elliott?
No.
Harvey Elliott is probably the worst physically from our midfielders.
But Harvey Elliott is one of the best pressers in the team.
Yeah.
So it's not about how quick you are, how tall you are, how strong you are.
Because with this conversation would be a thing if he was here, we'd just go like start Elliott. Like we'd actually just, it would be so much easier to go like.
I'll be honest.
This conversation would still be a thing.
Yeah,
it would still be a thing.
Really?
Harvey Elliott right now, it's tough to say because we haven't seen the form he's in. But right now, if you put McAllister in the 10, that's Harvey's unique selling point, USP thing covered in terms of creativity. The difference why people want Elliott instead of Szoboszlai is Elliott's better on the ball, and Elliott's got a better pass, and Elliott's better in the final third. But if I'm putting McAllister in the 10, McAllister's better than Elliott. So the point kind of negated. So
I hear you.
That's just the way. If he's not going to move McAllister up, then yes, Elliott needs to be back because he is the only guy who can do that. But I think he's got to be willing to move McAllister up at some point.
I do want to talk about the injuries now, guys. I'm going to go to the super chats in a second, but this is a very interesting conversation, obviously, because apparently Chiesa's out again. You get me? The Jota is out till the international break, which is when the hell is it?
3 games.
3 games.
4 games.
So it's Brighton and Brighton.
4 games.
Brighton, Leverkusen.
Brighton, Leverkusen, and then who we got on the weekend after?
Is it City?
No, it's not City. It is Newcastle, I think.
Wait.
Aston Villa.
No,
It's Aston Villa.
Thank God after the international break we're Southampton away, not like City straight away. Now, the injury conversation, obviously with the injuries and stuff like that, and the injury list, obviously Jota, Chiesa, Harvey Elliott. Squad depth. Oh, damn. Big up, guys. Squad depth is obviously... Are you blowing your nose again because you're sick?
Yes.
I could tell. First of all, before you even speak, there's 600 people in here. We ain't even on 200 likes yet.
Fuck it.
You guys are worse than the Jota injuries at this point. Get the likes up, you frauds. Hit the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel. Go subscribe to Kopish and Tom Litter as well. They're both in the description. Go subscribe. Hit the like button now. We're going to come to the super chats in a sec. Let me just talk about these injuries. Did you guys see the bench yesterday? Squad depth conversations. You get me now arising once again with the injury lists. The same conversation I have with this guy every summer. You get me? He never learns. But Jota's out until after the international break. Elliott as well, the same. Chiesa is unknown. You get me? No one even knows when he's out.
We're trying to get his fucking fitness back because he
didn't.
I was going to say I don't think Chiesa, unless Slots come out today and said something. I don't think Chiesa's injured. I think it's
someone said it to me. He said this is Slots' quote. Apparently, the problem with Chiesa is he trains for 3-4 days and then he gets injured again. That's what Slots said.
I think that's a language barrier thing. I think it's a case of he can only do a certain amount of days before the intensity catches up. And I think I don't think he's getting injured every week. Because if he was getting injured every week, he wouldn't be in training every week. I think it's a case of we're just trying to raise up the standards, and right now he's not got the the sharpness and the physicality and the condition to not to do training to the intensity that is required. And I think that's a big thing for Slot. If you can't train well, you can't play well. And I think that's the thing he's trying to instill. And again, I don't know why people are making them out of a molehill here.
Mm-hmm.
He cost 12 mil, and he didn't have a pre-season. If he's going to be a bit ropey to start off with, he's going to be a bit ropey to start off with. I didn't have any hopes pinned on him this season. So
you're right, Tom. I think the issue is I don't think anyone's necessarily angry at Chiesa. I think they're angry at the well. I can only speak for myself. I'm angry at the club because Chiesa shouldn't have been our only signing. Chiesa maybe should have been the third or the fourth signing of the summer. And if he's our third or fourth signing of the summer, we're sitting there going, oh, you know what, we can wait for him. Yeah. Because he's our only signing, one from a shiny new toy perspective, we're like, oh, we want to see him play, but also from a squad perspective, we need him as well because that game against Arsenal, if we've got a fit Chiesa to bring off the bench, you can maybe move Salah in field in a 10 maybe, keep Núñez up top and go Chiesa on the right, or you could even go Chiesa on the left, get him running up Partey, you could keep Salah on the right and go Núñez down the middle. It's limiting us, especially when we knew Jota was injury prone, and look, the way he's got the injury is very unlucky. But we all knew, if we had put money on it, we all knew Jota was picking up injuries this season. And he's picked up his first one. Diaz and Gakpo's form is inconsistent. Núñez is inconsistent. Chiesa was meant to be seen as that other bright light that if the attack's messing up, then you can bring him on. He's got the experience. He's got the know-how. He's got world-renowned experience. And he's a good finisher. He's got good pace. So I kind of think we were relying on him to an extent. But because he's our only signing, that's where the frustration lies. Because we keep on doing this to ourselves.
I'm someone who is very well documented on YouTube for getting at players who get injured. Fucking hell, the case of agenda I ran was horrendous. At the end of the day,
Keita was too much. He got injured from an ACL.
It wasn't really an agenda though, bro. Look how it worked.
Yeah, Keita was the worst case scenario out of anyone.
Yeah, but
my man got injured from an AC on his neck. That's not an agenda. That's reality, brother.
I ran one on Ox as well because he was also pissing me off with the injuries. Today I say my anger towards Jota would be more if it was a muscle injury. You know, there's only so much anger I can have to a man for fracturing a rib when someone needs you in the chest. Yeah, because
literally give him the people's elbow.
Yeah, and like last year when he got injured towards against Brentford last year, didn't have any anger towards him and going, oh my God, this is it, this is enough. Someone fell on his ankle. Like all weight on the ankle. Again, nothing I can get at him for. Whereas Alisson, I have a bit more anger towards Alisson. It's the same fucking muscle injuries. Do something different. Because muscle injuries, that you're not immune from them, but you can do all the steps to try and prevent them. If it's an impact injury, I can't necessarily have much anger because it's unlucky more than anything.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Jota's through on goal and tossing, drags him down and fractures his ribs, landing on him. I don't think this is a moment where you go, this is why he's injury prone. I think if that happens to any other player, the same injury occurs. Bar maybe Mo Salah, who's got fucking ribs made of fucking adamantium or whatever. Like, anyone else is going to get injured in that situation. It's just unlucky. It's Jota. That's why I don't have that same anger.
Yeah.
I think if we don't sign anyone in January, the season is over in February. The season's done really quick.
Should we sign Hwang Ki-chan again? Will he win us the league?
You know, if I were to bring up your shit opinions, would be Hilter tomorrow. This was our bench yesterday. Endo, Soboslai, Gakpo, Tsimikas, Gomez, Jaros, Kwanzaa, Morton, and Harvey Davies. It's a shit bench, bro. That's an actual dog shit bench. I'm sorry.
So like, who was missing from that? Alisson, Jota,
Elliot, Bradley,
Elliot, Bradley, and Chiesa.
Bradley's back for tomorrow, then, which is good because it gives.
Sorry, say that again.
Bradley's back already.
Are you sure?
I think I saw today Bradley's back in contention. Yeah.
Can you not do this? I think.
I mean, I'll double
Because
check
I want
now.
him to be fucking back.
I'll do it now, but I'm pretty
What up to
sure.
me? I would play the under-21s against Brighton Carabao Cup.
No.
Yeah.
no.
Connor Bradley available to face Brighton, but Federico Chiesa, Diogo Jota, Harvey Elliott, and Alisson Becker all still sidelined.
Perfect. Now we can play Gomez.
I
and
mean,
Kwanzaa.
Sam, though, if you take any 5 players out of any team squad, the bench is going to be weakened substantially. So
Yeah, but there's a difference between having Rico Lewis to bring on and Harvey Davies.
Yeah, but
Harvey Davies is a goalkeeper.
That's our competition, brother. That's our competition.
But Man City only had 7 players on the bench during on Saturday.
They have Erling Braut Haaland.
Oh, so now we're just moving. Your point was if you
They have about
players,
8 centre backs.
That's great.
With
My point is
they have about
Man
8
City-
midfielders.
Yes, fantastic. My point is Man City.
If I put Kovacic in the
From
team of the
two-
season, would you be mad?
Man City have. If you put Kovacic in, yes, Kovacic has not been one of the
Wow.
3 best midfielders in the league this season.
That's crazy. You don't think Kovacic is up there?
He's not been. He's not been one of the 3 best.
I don't know. I've got Grav, Caicedo.
Kovacic is third, literally.
I don't know. It's a debate. I don't think it's a shoe-in. It's
He's
definitely
literally-
Grav and Caicedo. They're the 2
literally
best so far this season.
He is the place. I have no problem with Gravenberg and Caicedo. I agree with you. But then the third is Kovacic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it depends.
I mean,
where you
name
play
one
other
then.
players. It
Both of
depends
you
where
are
play-
frauds. Name one.
No, it depends where you're playing other players. So, like, is Palmer stuck on the right wing, or can I put Palmer as a 10?
Can you just name the 3 best midfielders?
Fine, the three best midfielders are Palmer, Caicedo, and Gravenberch.
Who's the 4th best midfielder then?
Probably go Rice then. Even
Rice has had one of the shittest seasons.
No,
The game against Liverpool was his first good game.
fair enough. I'd say Tielemans had a good start to the season.
Tielemans is in there. I think Carlos Baliba for Brighton is also up there in terms of impact. I think as well. I know he's going to laugh at this. Elliot Anderson for Forest, I think, has also been very good, and a big reason why they're 6th in the league. I think
Yates
massively
has been
important
better than Elliot Anderson, but fair enough.
If you want to put Yates in the conversation, you can. Look, Kovacic is good. Kovacic has had a good year, but I'm not putting him in the top 3 best midfielders this season so far.
We can agree to disagree, fair enough. But regardless, the depth is just not good enough. This is why we need to sign players in January.
That's another one from Jamie Phillips as well. Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, Rogers. I'll be honest with you.
Shout out to Kadima and Nana as well.
This January, no, Onana hype died like five weeks ago.
No,
I'm saying, I think this January comes, we sign no one. Alas, Finito. It's I think we must.
I'm worried we don't sign anyone.
Say that again. Sorry.
I'm worried we don't sign anyone in January. I really am worried because I'm with you. I think if we were to sign one player, it gives us a better chance of winning the league. I honestly think if we sign 2 players, I do think if we're still up and around first place in January, we sign 2 players, I think we win it.
Name the positions you'd sign in.
I'm slightly cheating here, but a left-footed centre back who can play left back.
That is cheating, but I'll let you have it.
Someone like a Schlotterbeck, that'd be perfect for me. And then a defensive-minded midfielder. I'm not going to say a defensive midfielder because Slot clearly doesn't want just an out-and-out defensive midfielder, but someone who's got more guile and a bit more defensive-minded. So my 2 players would be like a Schlotterbeck and Angelo Stiller.
I'd say I have no problem with Schlotterbeck.
I have no problem with
Schlotterbeck. I think he's a good player. But the other one, I take someone who's better at maybe. I would love to have Zubimendi, to be honest with you. I
like the Stiller shout. Stiller's actually very good.
Yeah, you spoke about him in the summer, and you're like 2 American solutions.
No, he's not American. He's German.
He's German.
I know. But I'm saying when you were saying 2 American solutions, one of the other solutions was Angelo Stiller as well. I'd still take Ederson till this very second. I think he's a baller. I take Zubimendi. There's many midfielders I would take, to be honest with you. But I don't think Morello can play left back, guys. I don't think he can. Maybe he can in a stretch, but like he's maybe you could be right.
Morello's good. He wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah, I think Murillo's okay, to be honest with you. So before we carry on with the stream, because I want to talk
I mean,
about Brighton.
I still think my shout in the summer that you try to laugh at isn't even a bad shout. It can't happen now because he's moved, but I still think we should have brought Ian Matson in the summer.
Who?
Yeah, we should have, yeah.
Ian Matson.
Listen, I don't care about Ian Matson, Tom. Ian Matson or not, I've just had enough of your boy. Braveheart. Time to go, brother. Time to go. Time to learn Arabic. Assalamu alaikum, habibi. Let's come here, habibi. Al-Ahli. You get me?
Quick question, Hassam. How old do you think Anthony Robinson is?
27. I already know.
Yeah.
That's too old.
Yeah. That's why I want Ait Nouri.
He can act. Yeah, but Ait Nouri can't defend, so we're back in the same situation.
That's not true. He had a fantastic defensive game last time. Faraz says, by the way, Robertson can't defend either. McAllister had the most final third passes in 22-23, number 10. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Listen, if I were to trust someone to make a decision in the final third, I'm trusting bloody McAllister, bro, over any midfielder, to be honest with you. 100%. If I needed the through ball to save my life, listen, I need it. I need it, bro.
At the end of the day, McAllister's probably the second best passer in the team, maybe third behind Salah and Trent, but I think he's up there with Salah in terms of level of quality of passing, but it's different areas.
Konate was your best player, in my opinion. He had us rattled. I gave Konate the highest rating in the player ratings.
Fantastic.
Do you guys agree with this?
Yeah, fantastic, man.
Tom,
he always turns up against Arsenal. Konate always has a good game against Arsenal.
Martinelli was giving up. He was giving up. When he was going for duels with Konate, he was giving up. That's when you know a guy is different. The guy's giving up. He said, I'm not even going to do this race. What's the point?
I don't see how people can still underplay Konate. Is it monster performance? Monster performance. And it covered. I think why we look at, or why you might look at that Trent performance and say it wasn't horrendous is because Konate was so good that nothing really came down that side anyway. I think Trent, whilst he wasn't great, Konate done the work of two men and really covered for it and made sure that we weren't getting exposed down that side. Whereas Van Dijk was good, but Van Dijk doesn't do the same level of work that Konate does. So at points, Robertson was getting exposed and fucking hell, he was shit on the day. But yeah, I think Konate deserves a whole lot of credit.
Yeah, he was unbelievable in that game, to be honest with you. Happy birthday, Tom. Amarim. Oh, this is Tom's worst nightmare. This guy propped up Amarim the whole time, and now he's going Man United.
I remember
slot.
I remember that.
Yeah, players slot got it wrong. Nunes again, good. Still expect them to turn it around. Up the Reds, smash the likes and big up.
Quick question: why are we saying turn it around?
Yeah, I was just about to say
we've drawn one game.
Yeah.
We're not in a bad run of form.
Turn around. There's nothing to turn around.
Fuck you know. It's not like we've just drawn 3 of our last 5 to mid-table teams. We went through the toughest run of the season, going up against Chelsea, who were a very good team this season, Leipzig, who were arguably the best team in Germany so far this season, and Arsenal, who are perennial title challengers this season. And we've left it with 7 points out of 9, and a lot. I'd say a fair few positives to take from those games. I don't see why we're saying turn it round like we're in a bad situation.
Yeah, agreed. It's nothing to turn
around. I don't think we turn it around. Maybe in terms of performance, I'd say fair enough because we need to perform better.
Yeah, but I think it comes down to when did you expect Liverpool to start hitting consistent good performances on the slot?
I always break the season down into 3 chunks. I'll be more lenient, obviously, because this is Slot's first season. But I always look at it like the first 10 Premier League games, all I care about is results.
Yep.
From game 11 to maybe 28, I want to see good performances and results because you should be in the full swing of things. And then from game 29 to 38, I just care about results again because that's the business end of the season. In that middle part of the season, that's where I expect things to click and for you to start seeing patterns of play that are consistent and good football. We're not going to play entertaining football like we did under Klopp. We're just not. But at the same time, it means we're going to probably win more games and we're not going to burn players out. We're not going to concede as many either. So I'm good.
Yeah, but that's why you need depth. That's literally why you need depth, so you can rotate these players around. That's
Shall I
my
be
thing.
honest with you, Sam? I actually think we needed depth more under Klopp than we do with Slot, given the styles of play. But we still need depth. Like I'm sitting here saying, in January we need a centre back who can play left back, and we need a defensive-minded midfielder. In the summer, I think we'll need a left back, an out-and-out left back. I also think we'll need maybe 2 attackers as well.
Okay, fair enough. I do agree with your take, like in terms of like in the summer get centre backs, because this next super chat, right, can we all agree that the Diaz purple patch is over?
Too early to say.
Listen, it's a bit too early. Red line at Tiranga. I just want him to play better right now. But Habibi, wallahi, I don't even know what to say. I actually don't even know what to say about Diaz. But I really expected him to cook Partey, but he just didn't. He really didn't, unfortunately. Big up to you, Red Line Taranga. Big up to LB's cousin who says, Hussam, Guardiola is a Liverpool fan, you know? Yeah, I do know that Guardiola is a Liverpool fan.
He should have been
100%. Yeah. And he actually would have joined Liverpool had you actually made a bid in for him, but we didn't. You get me? This fraud right here as well, but yeah.
I'm not Jorg Schmack. Why haven't I got me?
Because you're like, we shouldn't sign Guardiola.
When did I say we shouldn't sign Guardiola?
He had a good World Cup. That's the only reason why
he actually, if anyone remembers the World Cup, all you remember is him getting spammed by fucking Messi.
That was one thing, Tom. That's harsh.
Yeah, but
that's Lionel Andres Messi.
No. He's trying to run this narrative like I didn't want. Of course, I'd want Guardiola. Why the fuck wouldn't I want Guardiola? He's the right kind of player that you need.
Big up Cal, Hussam, but not Tom. I agree with that right there. Big up Cal and Hussam.
Do you want to know the one that we fucking missed? Van der Ven. That's the one who was right there for the taking. And fucking Jorg Schmack said, he's not good enough to play in the Premier League. Fucking dope. 30
I'm not being funny. This is where, and look, I love Klopp, but this is where he has to take some smoke. Jurgen Klopp wanted Levi Colwill over Gavardio.
Levi Colwill is a good player, by the way. He do work.
Levi Colwill can't play left back, though.
He's not Gavardio level, but he would have worked out at least.
He would have worked well, but he's not Gavardio, and you would have paid a similar amount of money for both players.
I hear it. Sobo sprints too much. It hurts his final product. Mazadi sprints too much. Hey, I rated that. Maybe you're the first person to call this out. You know, maybe Slot comes out in a press conference and says he sprints too much. I don't know. It's a possibility. You got me. But big up to you, Carly Habibi. Thank you for the super chat. And big up to NN who says Sobo pivot role is good. Maka 10 becomes possible. Yeah, that's what I want as well. I need McAllister in the 10, man. I need him to just create something, Habibi. Just give him the ball in the final third so he can just pass it, play him behind, all that shit. So yeah, big up to you, NN. Big up to Tampa Lion says Konate defending by reputation now. Players are shook.
There was that moment in the first half where Martinelli's in a foot race with him, and Konate just gently leans on him, and Martinelli goes, "Fuck that! No, I'm not doing that."
If you go back and watch that, Martinelli was sprinting, and Konate was looking at him like, "You want to do this, bro?" Like he kind of looked it around because he was jogging at first. I was thinking, "Is Ibra all right here?" And it's almost like he looked at Martinelli like, "You've forgotten, brother. Hold that and don't do that again. Don't you dare."
Big up Ibu. He was amazing in that game, to be honest with you. Big up to Tampa Line. Big up to JB says, big up lads watching on repeat. In regards to muscles, it's more women these days. Don't know what muscles are. My wife and most of their friends think Henry Cavill has a dad bod. Henry Cavill has a dad bod. Isn't that the Superman guy?
Yeah, if he's got a dad bod, I'm in major trouble.
Okay, I think
if he got a dad bod, then we're all screwed, Habib, because that guy is chiseled.
We are all in trouble.
We're all in trouble. Henry Cavill and dad bod in the same sentence.
Yeah, we're
that's fucking insanity, bro. That's actual insanity. I swear to God, that's mad. That's mad. Big up to you, JB. Yo, you have to tell your girlfriend, Hussam says hi, but you're crazy. Tell her that for me, because there ain't no way Henry Cavill has a dad bod. That's fucking
He's probably
mad.
got more muscle in his face than I've got in my whole body, if I'm going to be honest. Like,
there's a reason. Are we on about the same person here?
Yeah, there's a reason he was Superman. Like, no, man.
That's man wild. Said this is dad bod. Dad bod, yeah? Dad bod, fucking hell, bro. That ain't no dad bod, bro. That ain't no dad bod. Come on,
all
man.
of us are screwed if that's a dad.
Yeah, all of us are screwed. Even Hulk Hogan himself is screwed.
Yeah.
I'll come back to this in December. Hope I'm wrong, is what I hope I'm wrong too. I want to see Diaz from the start of the season back. I don't know why he always catfishes us at the start of every single season, and then he goes back to the same bullshit again. So I need him. I need him to be there. To be honest with you, big and cuddly. What the fuck, bro? Are they talking about Adam Sandler or something, and they're just mistaking the person they're
They don't
talking about?
realize who they're talking. It can't be
Big
fake.
and cuddly, Henry Cavill. Fucking hell, you guys need to listen. With all due respect to her, just check if
Is that all? Sorry, Arnold. Is that all Brentford they're asking for Brian and Mbeumo?
50 mil.
50 million and blah blah blah.
I-
Arsenal. Yeah, but we've been doing this in
I'd
way
take
more
that.
for a while now.
I'd take that. I bite your hand off of that deal. I'll be very honest. I bite your hand off of that deal.
Where would you play him, Tom?
Anywhere he can do anywhere across the front line, really.
I don't think he can.
I know for a fact he can do up front and off the right. Off the left's a bit iffy. But I know for a fact he can do up front and off the right.
He's a second striker mainly.
Yeah, I don't think. I think in way more works for us up top.
But this season, second striker when Tony was there, agreed. Who's he the second striker to this season? Because there's no big guy to play off of. He's kind of had to become that big guy. Not the big guy, but the guy who can have a bit of a presence to hold up.
I think he's very good.
He's second top scorer in the league.
No, I know. I know. He's a very good player. I don't know. He just doesn't. He doesn't move me, man.
I hear it, and I think for us, if he were to play, he'd play striker. That's where I think he'd play for us.
I like finding the mid-table Prem players who can move up to the top.
Yeah, because all your opinions are mid anyway. And speaking of mid-table Premier League players, you get me. Brighton, guys. First of all, guys, 200 likes target has been hit. Let's target 250, at least 50%. So let's get 250 likes. Liverpool versus Brighton, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to start with Callum on this one. We play Brighton twice, away in the cup, home in the league. You get me? Talk to me, brother. Well, how are you feeling about this game?
A lot's been made of who we've got out injured. Brighton have got quite a lot of players out injured as well. I think it was shout out to Jamie. I think Jamie sent me an image earlier with how many injuries Brighton have got. Brighton are a very good team, but they're also a team that you can get at and score goals against. I'm fairly confident we can go and beat them in the cup. And then from there, we'd analyze where the squad's at and then speak about the league. It's not going to be an easy game. It never is against Brighton, but I do think we have enough to win that game. If Matomo's playing...
Which one?
The both games. I think we've got enough to... But I take one game at a time at the moment, though. But if Matomo's playing, again, no disrespect to Trent, I'd rather see Gomez play right back.
You know what? I will say Matoma Trent had a very, very good game against them last year.
He did. And actually, Mitoma had an impact when Gomez was on.
Yeah, I hear that.
Would you take a loss in the Carabao Cup game if it meant you win the league game?
I'd rather just not take a loss. I'm not looking.
Yeah, I'm not looking to.
We all would rather win both, guys. But I'm asking you a specific question. You can only choose one game to win. Which one you choose?
But why can I only choose one though?
Yeah, I'm not on that.
Well,
one,
this is the magical scenario.
No, I'm not looking to compromise.
It's not a very magical scenario by the sounds of it, where I can only win one game a week.
Yeah, tell him, Tom, bro. Tell him. I'm not
you're doing this again, Callum? Huh? You haven't learned. You haven't learned from previous episodes.
So Hassan, when we play Leverkusen and Villa,
I'm with this, by the way. I'm literally playing the whole B team because the 3 games after that is Brighton in the league, Leverkusen, and Aston Villa. I ain't gonna mess around, bro.
No, but I think you can rotate. You've got to rotate him.
Yeah, you got to rotate.
Right? But I also think this is a chance to get players who might be a little bit off of form into a bit of form. Give them a chance to play themselves into a little bit of confidence. So the likes, we've just said Diaz and Gakpo, last couple of games.
Oh, I'd start
really,
both have been
crap. Both of them start. Or the problem that we've got is who starts up front and who start. I think Nunes is going to end up starting pretty much every game before the international break. I don't think.
Can I give you my team versus Brighton in the cup?
This I want to hear this. This I've got to hear.
Jaros, Bradley, Gomez, and Gomez and Kwanzaa. Left back Robertson, because Robertson is now my backup left back. Midfield, I'm going Endo. I'm going Curtis, and Soboslai. Front three, I'm resting both McAllister and Gravenberg because they both need rest. Front three, I'm going Gakpo because he need to get his shit together. I'm going Diaz because he need to get his shit together. And up top, insert random youngster. I don't care. Bring anyone from the academy who can score goals.
Nah,
Jaden Dance is injured. If Jaden Dance was available, I'd actually run with Jaden Dance.
I'll be on. Jaden Dance, I think he's back from injury, but he's just not played any football.
Actually, yeah, sorry, quick edit. I forgot. Morton, Endo, and Soboslai in the 10, not Jones.
And then I can't help but disagree with that team a bit. I mean,
I couldn't give a flying fuck about the Carabao Cup. I'll be so honest with you.
I think it's
This squad can't compete. It can't on all fronts.
I think you need to look at these competitions now, though, as chances to build players' confidence. I don't think. Let's bear in mind, Brighton aren't exactly blessed with depth either. So if anything, this game is going to be played at a bit of a lower intensity.
Yeah, but Brighton don't have Europe, so they're going to go starting 11.
But they do have us in the league on Saturday.
Exactly. They're not going to sacrifice a league game for a chance to get past us in the cup, especially considering the league games away. At the end of the day, I'd start Kelleher in goal, and Jaros might apparently start, which
I'm all right with Jaros starting.
It is what it is. I think Kelleher probably should still start, but if you really want to avoid him getting injured, then yeah. Bradley at right back, Quansah, Gomez. I'd probably start Tsimikas and then start him again against Brighton, because I think Slot's going to look at Leverkusen and start Robertson there, and I don't know how I feel about that, but I think for now Tsimikas will start on Wednesday. Endo, Jones, Soboslai, Diaz off the right, Gakpo to left, Nunes up front. I think that's the team you'll see.
Yeah.
Wow, Richarlison has officially submitted a request to not be. You're never gonna get nominated anyway, Richarlison.
He's never gonna be nominated.
Yeah, that's like Robertson submitting to not be. Like, you're not gonna get nominated.
That's like me messaging Beyonce saying, like, with all due respect, I've got a wife. You please don't slide into my DMs one day. Like,
you have a bigger chance than Richarlison winning Ballon d'Or. To be fair,
maybe, yeah.
That's the craziest shit ever.
Yeah.
So, what's your team then?
Isn't it the same Richarlison that scored one league goal in an entire year after a 60 million quid move?
Yes. Tell me your team, Callum.
All right, I'm going Jaros in goal.
Say that again. Sorry, Jaros or Kelleher?
Jaros in goal. Gomez right back. Quansah and Virgil. And Robbo left back. Hear me out, boys. Hear me out. Then I'm going Morton, Jones, and Szoboszlai. And then I'm going Gakpo, Diaz, Nunes.
Mm-hmm.
You're not starting Bradley?
No, because he's just come back from injury, so I wouldn't start him. I'd start Gomez, and then hopefully we're winning the game. Then I'd bring Bradley on, move Gomez central, and take Van Dijk off.
You want to play Van Dijk against Carabao Cup 4th round away from home?
Yeah.
You're willing to take that risk?
But I'm hoping not to give him 90 minutes.
First, Tom, what's your team?
I literally just done it 2 minutes ago, but okay.
We weren't paying attention.
Fucking hell. Jaros, Bradley, Gomez, Quansah, Tsimikas, Endo, Jones, Szoboszlai, Diaz off the right, Gakpo off the left, Nunes up front.
You guys are really risking it all for this fucking Carabao Cup stuff.
Let's bear in mind, by risking it all is me having to play Nunes up front because I've not got another striker.
Yes, I don't want to play Nunes either. I want him rested.
But who the fuck do we play up front then?
I don't care. A random player. Insert any player.
But then that's fucking stupid.
That's not stupid at all. I swear. Listen, I'm making a promise to the public right now that they all watch my content anyway. If we get eliminated in the Carabao Cup against Brighton, there will be no rant, there will be no anger, 0 Fs will be given. I don't care. Wallahi, I don't care. This team is not good enough to compete on all fronts anyway. And you already know what they do to Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. It's not like they're going to give us an easy game the next round. It's probably going to be away at Arsenal or away at Chelsea or some shit like that. You already know they're going to do us dirty. It's not like they're going to give us Stoke at home.
Shout out to BW here. You could actually rest Darwin as much as I don't want to do it to him. Play Gakpo through the middle, Diaz on the right, and Jones off the left.
But there's an objective answer to why I addressed Darwin. It's because the games after that is Brighton at home at Anfield in the league, Leverkusen at home at Anfield in the Champions League, and then Aston Villa at home in the league. So like those 3 games are massive games.
Yeah.
Like Aston Villa ain't easy. Unai Emery's Aston Villa. The game isn't easy against thingy. The game that we have against Brighton in the league is more important. And we've got Leverkusen. And the way this Champions League is moving mad, we need to just get as many wins as possible so we can just not do this playoffs thing as well and have 2 extra games in January.
Yeah, but Sam, the point there is Nunes has only started like 4 games this season. Jota started the rest. Nunes can catch up with it.
Is my point.
Nunes can catch up with it though. Like I don't see much difference in starting 4 games to starting 3 games. Bear in mind, I think this game is going to be played on Wednesday.
Rio, ain't he like 15? Have some shame.
Yeah, he's with the under 18s, no chance. I look at that, and
by the way, a couple of people have mentioned this already, just so everyone knows. Slot making it sound like Endo's starting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I put Endo on my team.
I mean, we all knew that. The intensity.
We all knew that. So why did Callum not put Endo on? You didn't call him out then?
Well, yeah, it's gonna have to be Endo and Morton then.
I just look at the game on Wednesday. It's gonna be a low intensity game, I think. I don't think Brighton are gonna come out at 1,000,000 miles an hour because I don't think they're gonna play the players to do that. I think it's gonna be a bit more of a conservative thing. And look, let's be entirely honest here. Entirely honest. We should beat Brighton anyway. Look at the state of their line against Chelsea. They do that with us, we can murder them. So at the end of the day, like, I don't see why it would be an issue. We all know what's going to happen in that game. Gravenberch and McAllister are going to come off the bench. Salah's going to come off the bench. They are going to get minutes. It might not be the 90, but they're going to get minutes. So you can even rotate some of them.
Yeah, and that's how pathetic our squad depth is. Salah against Brighton away in the Carabao Cup 4th round.
He had full squad depth against West Ham and still brought fucking Salah on.
Yeah.
No, he didn't have full squad depth because Harvey Elliott was injured.
Oh, right. So that's the real difference maker here. He had all 6 attackers available, but he didn't have Harvey Elliott. So realistically, that's the one there.
No, but he rotated all 3 attackers.
No, we rotated all 4 because we played 4 up front that game.
Yeah, but he rotated everyone. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly, but he still brought on the players that we technically would see as.
Yeah, but that's because you couldn't give Chiesa 90. That's the thing, because obviously he's not fit, so we couldn't give him 90. So that's what's. Look at this Ed.
We got Scanlon.
For fuck's sake, he's injured. He's injured and out on loan.
Who's Scanlon?
Yeah,
Scanlon's out on loan to who?
Millwall, but he's also injured for like.
Oh yes, he is, isn't he?
Oh my days! I never even knew that. That's
crazy. We really could do Jaden Dan. Really could do Jaden Dan's man.
And Bobby Clark. We have the same players from last season. Use the kids like we did last season. Slot improved us defensively based on stats. # kids and reserves. Carb. I'm with you. But then these 2 right here, frauds. They're saying names like Mo Salah and Nunez and.
I never said Salah.
Callum
said
Virgil van Dijk to pull up in a Carabao Cup 4th round. Callum, if he gets injured, you're gonna be so mad at yourself for even suggesting that in the universe.
Injured in any game, he literally can get like this. If this was like a dead rubber Champions League game, then yeah, I'm not looking to play anyone. But I want to win this trophy. I want to win trophies.
Mm-hmm.
it's Slot's first season. In my opinion, we're not going to win the Prem. In my opinion, we're not going to win the Champions League. FA Cup and this cup, for me, are our two best chances of winning trophies. So I don't want to just throw it away.
I'll tell you why he wasn't, Vel. The reason why he wasn't right about keeping Sepp van den Berg is Sepp van den Berg was dog shit away at Old Trafford. And I mean actual literal crap. He was cooked every single time by who? Garnacho. Like, that's who he got cooked by. So,
He's not a fullback. And I don't know why he's getting played at
Listen,
fullback.
DJ, I'm with you, but you get me. Everyone remember for the future, you get me, who has held these opinions. Anyway, listen, I don't want to keep the guys for too long. This has been an absolutely incredible show, absolutely amazing stream. Big up to all of you guys in the chat. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. I'm going to be back tonight at 9 p.m. UK time, inshallah. I've got Flawless, I've got Trax, Giuseppe, and someone. Fuck, I don't want to forget. 1 second. Who's the fourth guy?
He has forgot. He just doesn't want to leave without saying the name.
And Ahmed and Chelsea Ahmed coming on as well. We're going to be talking more Premier League related stuff. So big up to all of you guys. Please do hit the like button. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Every single one of you guys right here, right now, hit the like button and subscribe. Go subscribe to Kopish. Go subscribe to Tom Little's channel as well. They're both in the description. This guy's actually putting out content, surprisingly. So hit the like button, subscribe to this channel as well. Big up every single super chatter. And we're going to be back, inshallah, at 9 p.m. And I'm going to see you at that time.
Big up, everyone.